of addressing this bill. This bill was first read on 6th of June 2023, and it was committed to our committee for consideration and reporting back to the House. Mr. Speaker, the intention of this bill is to consolidate the laws relating to regional development as it is as of now. It is important to know that these authorities are established through different acts of parliament in the past. These authorities are 6 in number, and they cover the whole region. Northern, the Rift, Kerio Valley covering the North Rift, Wasanyono South covering the South Rift, Lake Basin Development Authority covering the western region of the country, North Wasanyono North covering the northern part of the country, Tarda covering the central part, and the Coast Development Authority covering the coast region of this country. Mr. Speaker, the bill seeks to standardize the functions of the authority subject to unique areas. Each authority covers a certain region, and therefore, considering that uniqueness of the operation of that area is how this bill tries to standardize, and also standardize the functions and the boards of these authorities. Mr. Speaker, the boards of these authorities, it's important also to note that we considered the fact that these members of the board must be considered from the regions where these regional authorities are operating in. Pursuant to these provisions of Article 118, 1B of the Constitution and Standing Order 127, the committee put up an advertisement in the daily papers of this country on June 12th, 2023, and invited public participation for a representation of this bill. And we received a number of memorandums from, including East Africa, from different stakeholders, including East Africa Community, Ministry of East Africa Community, and ASAL and Regional Development, Intergovernmental Relations Technical Committee, Kenya Law Reform Commission, and Council of Governors, and National Gender and Equality Commissions. We considered all the recommendations and the memorandums of these stakeholders, and we held a number of public participation in Kilifi, Kisumu, Isiolo, and Elgeyo Marakwet counties on the 26th, from the 26th of October to the 4th of November 2023. Mr. Speaker, during the public hearings in the various counties, members of the public, either individually or representing institutions, an organization made presentation to the committee, and we took into consideration these their memorandums. And for that, a few remarks. I second the bill. Thank you.
Honorable members, I now propose the question, which is that the Regional Development Authorities Bill, National Assembly Bill number 7 of 2023 be now read a second time. Wilberforce, Honorable Wilberforce Oundo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to comment on the bill submitted or sponsored by my good friend Peter. Honorable Speaker, from the classrooms, we're always told regional economic development bodies were the engines of rural development. It has been a long journey from sessional paper number 6 of 1960-something, where we were told development will go to areas that have got competitive advantage. As a result, there has been disproportionate development index in this country that seemed to favor some specific regions in this country and neglected many, many other regions in this country. I think it was on this basis that during the term of the late President Moi, Torotich Arap Moi, the greatest president we have ever had, that they started the idea of some form of devolution. District 4, I have got very nostalgic memories of the President Moi. I have no apologies to make. Honorable Speaker, over the years, this regional development authority, many governors were against this regional development on the pretext trying to convince them that this regional development have got a specific duty, a specific role, that the various governors and county governments to come together, LEREB, I don't know whatever they are called, which have only been development agencies on paper. And many of us, Honorable Speaker, remember some years back, in the Western region, they collected money purporting to want to form some kind of a local bank. Where that money went to, it's only God who knows, who will let us know. But we want to make it very clear that when we look at Article 6 of the Constitution of Kenya, it's very clear that a national state organ shall ensure reasonable access to services in all parts of the Republic, insofar as it is appropriate to do so, having regard to the nature of the service. The national government still retains a substantive amount of functions that has been allocated to it under the 4th schedule. It cannot in any way run away from that responsibility. It must continue to discharge that responsibility. Honorable Speaker, the regional board or development bodies, authorities as they exist today, Honorable Speaker, have got cross-cutting mandates, have cross-cutting functions that cuts across various counties. For example, if you look at Lake Victoria Development Authority, that is purported now to be called to be brought into this from a separate one, Lake Basin Development Authority covers Kavirondo Gulf, covers so many areas, and it would be practically impossible that issues of conservation, issues of some kind of development, that you can leave it to account to a single county government. And that's why I want to laud my friend Peter for having decided that let's bring together these authorities. They were in scattered legislations, which it was difficult to know exactly what each was doing. So now bringing them under one purview of an act, any person who is interested in regional development will pick this particular bill, review it, and make an informed decision on how to proceed. Honorable Speaker, more or less, the bill aligns all the management structure of the various development authorities to the Mwongozo guide and the current practice that we have in this country of a fairly limited, a smaller board, a smaller and fairly focused board. Honorable Speaker, at the plenary of the Committee of the Whole House, I would want actually to challenge or ask, we will move amendments. When you look at the appointment of board members, there are, of course, the typical ones, members, area affected by the operations of the authority. Honorable Speaker, challenged authority to appoint even the most deserving and their cronies, as we have seen. At that particular point, Honorable Speaker, why can't we be innovative enough? Why can't we be novel enough? We set up, for example, the Sugar Board. We provided for election of members to sit in the board. Who come from that? Why can't we borrow the structure that we have such in such a manner, be it to the Development Authority, be it whatever, there is an elective process where we get the representative people of the local area. Why can't we style it in such a way that those who are interested shall apply? And once they apply, there is a competitive process of get. Fortunately, there's not a very clear way that's indicated how to appoint these people. Because, Honorable, these are development agencies of the national government, development agencies of any state organ that has got any function or an activity to undertake there that needs to be done. And Honorable Speaker, if you look at this bill and disaster management bill, I don't know how they seem to speak together. And I would even have asked that some bits in the disaster management bill, probably over time, they have established adequate systems of identifying things that requires to be done. Honorable Speaker, for example, and through the Lake Victoria Development Basin, they have developed early warning systems that enables you to find out there is heavy rains in Mount Elgon. Or the consequence, there is going to be flooding in Budalangi. So they send out early warnings. So that's why, Honorable Speaker, we must give this authority some bits of intervention for development. We must also look for ways where they can contribute towards these development bodies to enable them to discharge their duties.
With the originators of